Hey guys, Prepper Nurse 1 here. Okay, so I got to give you an update of what happened on our camp out. We ended up not spending the night up there. I made a judgment call because of the girls. Um, Everything went wrong that could have gone wrong. The tarps ended up not being what I thought they were going to be as far as using them up there. They'd be perfect if it was raining to have it as an overhead shelter to keep the rain off of you, but to try to use them for making some kind of a shelter, it just wasn't going to happen. So we ended up staying up there for a while, and I tried to work on things, and it just wasn't going to go. There was no way we were going to keep the wind out. It was going to be way too cold, and because I had the girls with me, I mean, we could have loaded up with clothes and jumped into sleeping bags, but it would have been a very, very cold night. So I made a judgment call, and so I called it, and we ended up coming home. It's I take it as a learning experience, and that's what this was all about anyway, to find out what works, what doesn't work, and so obviously that one wasn't going to work. I probably need to get like a couple of small tents, something that we could use that way, and then build them up with snow and stuff on the side, for more insulation and stuff like that. But it was just not going to work. I mean, I was really, really disappointed. I had high expectations that things were going to go a lot better than they did. But again, that's why I'm doing it now, so I know what works and what doesn't work before it's an emergency situation. Um, I debated whether I should tell the truth or not, to be honest with you, because I'm embarrassed. I'm embarrassed that it didn't go well. But I just want to be honest with you guys and just said, hey, it was a freaking train wreck. Um, but like I said, I learned a lot. The girls did learn a lot up there. You know what I mean, as far as getting a bed down, as far as with the pine boughs and stuff like that, because they were like, wow, we're sitting on these and we're really dry, because they were. But yeah, I could not make a proper shelter just using those tarps. They're really thin, and like I said, they would be perfect if it was warmer weather and you were just trying to keep the rain off of you at night. They'd be fine. But as far as making a shelter with them, it was just no way, absolutely no way. So I'm going to look at some other options as far as tents. I'm actually was possibly looking at like I know that when in the military you had two-man tents, so each guy carried half the tent. So you had they called it a battle buddy, and so you teamed up with one guy, and that's who you ended up sleeping with. But we had the mummy sleeping bags, back then, which basically they were good to sub-zero temperatures, and you pulled it up over the top of your head, and you basically had an opening about this big, which you breathed out of. But you were warm. I mean, you were warm. It was awesome. Now, the sleeping bags I had were not winter sleeping bags. So I just wasn't going to take the chance. I mean, they were good to the sleeping bags were good to about 40 degrees, and then I figured we'd throw some blankets on there, and if we had a decent fire going and stuff like that and could stay warm, it would be fine. But it just, like I said, I mean, I had plenty of clothes. We had wool socks, we had long johns for everybody. We had all those type of stuff. So could we have done it? Possibly. But because the girls were with me, I wasn't going to take that chance. If it had been just me, I would have toughed it out. I would have, tried to work something so that I would stay warm. But it just, there's just no way. And I wasn't, like I said, when it comes to dealing with the girls, I'm not taking that chance. So that's what happened. Like I said, I'm really disappointed. I wish it had gone better. But like I said, again, it's a learning experience. I know now what's not going to work in that situation. And because of where we are in the Northeast, we get a lot of winter. So I got to get something that's going to be much better to use tents-wise. I want to try to get something lightweight that's going to be designed for the colder temperatures so that once we get inside, we can stay warm. That's what I'm going to work on. Because I'm trying to keep the weight down on what we're carrying. So that's what I'm going to be looking into. And so, like I said, I'm embarrassed. I'm disappointed. I thought it was going to go a lot better than it did, and it unfortunately did not. So just wanted to give you that update so you guys all know. Crack away if anybody wants to, rip on me. That's fine. I mean, I'll take it. I mean, like I said, I'm just being honest. It was a learning experience, and I would rather learn it now than in a worst case scenario, because in a worst case scenario it wouldn't have been an option. We would have had to do something to try to stay warm through the night. So you know, I would rather learn any kind of things that I need to know now. So that's it. All right, I'll talk to you guys later. Prep and Nurse one out for now.